Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be a new one in my Shopped My Stash series. So I'm going to be going over the bag that I had chose out for September, all of the products in here, giving my full thoughts on them, letting you know if I'm decluttering any of the products in here. And I'm also going to share what I pulled for the month of October, because it's crazy that we're in October now. If you're new to my Shop My Stash series, I can have my playlist linked down below, but basically the first Friday of every month I do a get ready with me using all of the products in my Shopped My Stash bag, and the day before that is when I go over the previous month and also share what I'm choosing out for the next month. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video. I will be doing a get ready with me with the products that I chose out for October, but if you would like to see my thoughts on everything from September and what is staying in my collection, why don't we go ahead and get started. Okay, so I did want to say that I have most of these products from my September bag on my face today. I have the get ready with me that went up last month if you want to check that out. And yeah, other than that, let's just go ahead and pop into it. So I'm just gonna reach on the top here. I had pulled in this face palette from Zoeva. This is the Basic Moment blush palette. Inside you have, I use this one as a contour shade, a highlight, and then also a blush. I do have all of these products on my face today, and I do really like this palette. Right before I had chose out my products for my September bag, I had posted a ranking all of my face palettes video, and I had mentioned in there that I do like this palette. I just didn't feel like I was reaching for it a ton, so I thought what better time than to pull it into my Shop My Stash bag, you know, really focus on these products throughout the month. And I really like this one. I think all of the shades in here are really pretty. Contour is really nice. The highlight is really beautiful. It can be more subtle, but you can build it up, which is usually what I do. I also have it as an inner corner highlight and a brow bone highlight. And the blush is very pretty. It's a very light pink blush, and it's a little bit more on the cool tone side, but I still think that it's very pretty. So definitely going to keep this around, and I'm really glad that I got some more use out of it throughout the month, because I do think that it's very nice. For some of my complexion products, I had two products that I kept in from the previous month as well, which is my primer and also my foundation. Reason being, I felt that so it would have been August, that there was, you know, obviously there's been so many new foundations coming out, so I've been trying a bunch of them. I have a new ranking foundation video out, ranking all of the new foundations to me. I have another one that I'm planning, and so I felt like during that month I just wasn't utilizing these a lot. And my Shop My Stash bag gets used a lot. A lot of times when I'm traveling, or if I'm just going to a friend's house or getting ready in a car or anything like that, I just throw this bag in there. You know, sometimes I'll add in a few extra products, but I really want to get a lot of use out of these products. You know, sometimes I just want to use them more. Sometimes I want to see if I want to keep something in my collection, or even sometimes I've put in products that are a little bit newer to me, but I want to test out really thoroughly to give a review on. So I kind of use my Shop My Stash bag for a variety of different things, using up products if I didn't say that. And so I felt kind of bad that I wasn't able to use these. So I was like, you know what? There's still new foundations coming out. I bet I'm still going to be trying a bunch. But let's just go ahead and just pop these into my next month's bag too. And I was able to get a few more uses out of them, which I'm glad. Again, I do have these on my face today. I really like this foundation from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Magic Foundation. I used to prefer, so I tried this one and the Light Wonder from Charlotte Tilbury at the same time, and I felt like I gravitated more towards the Light Wonder. I feel like when I got these, I also received them more in the summertime, which for me is really warm, and like warm and humid weather. And a lot of times I go for lighter coverage, which is the Light Wonder is lighter. This one is a little bit more on the medium coverage side, but I've just been really enjoying this. I feel like it makes my skin look really nice. It still has a bit of that natural finish, but more of a medium coverage, where the Light Wonder is a little bit more natural with a light coverage. I have the shade 5 medium, and yeah, I'm still really happy with this foundation. It does have a pump on it. It's sturdy. I used it today, so I'm glad that I was able to try it out for a little bit more. So still happy with that one. And then the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. This still is not a favorite primer of mine, and it was an expensive primer, and I bought it myself because I was just curious to try it out. I like a lot of Ole Henriksen products, but I don't know, I still like it. It's just not an absolute favorite. I used it today, and I've felt like my skin is really dry. I don't know if it's from traveling recently. I don't know what it is, but I feel like my skin is really dry. We did have a pretty steep temperature drop also, and I felt like this one was really just so nice and moisturizing on my skin. So I almost wonder if I'm going to like it more in the colder months also. or what, because I noticed that today as I've been kind of like battling with dry skin. I was like, oh, this feels really nice, just really nice and moisturizing. So, and it also brightens the skin a little bit too. So still gonna go ahead and keep that one around in my collection. I had chosen out 2 different setting sprays because both of them were almost gone. I did completely use up the Urban Decay All Nighter. This was from their like Born to Run collection because it has kind of the travel print theme on here, and also the Urban Decay Chill Spray. This is about gone. I mean, it's like literally like right here. There's probably only a few uses left. I am gonna keep this bottle though, and you know, be able to, because I have a larger all-nighter spray also from Urban Decay. I'm going to put some in this bottle because this is nice to be able to, again, travel with, throw in my bag if I just want to get ready kind of like on the run. So I'm going to keep this, but I did use it up, and then this one is about gone, so I'm going to go ahead and finish that one up also. For my powder, I chose out the Revlon Candid Photo Ready Powder. I did recently do a video ranking all of my powders. It's my most recent ranking video, so I will link it down below. I do have good things to say about this one, so definitely I'm going to be keeping that one around. The brow pencil that I used was from Benefit. This is the Goof Proof. I don't really get a lot, like I just don't really have a ton of brow pencils, so sometimes kind of the point of Shop My Stash is to use older products and try to use them up or see if I want to keep them, but sometimes, like I said, I bring in newer products too. This was a new shade to me. This is in 2.5. Benefit just did a shade extension, and it's what I have in my brows today, and I really like the 2.5 shade. I think that's going to be my new like go-to shade from Benefit. It used to be either 2 or 3, but 2 was a little bit too light and 3 was a little bit too dark, and it pulled a little bit red on me too. I think 2.5 is like my go-to Benefit brow shade. So really wanted to test out the brow shade also, but the Goof Proof is a favorite of mine. For my bronzer, since the Zoeva palette, I use that as a contour shade versus a bronzer, I wanted to bring in a separate bronzer, and I grabbed out my Jouer Bronzer Duo. I can't believe that I still have not been able to hit pan on this. I use this so much. I have the light to medium duo, and it's just like blowing my mind that I have not yet had that happen because I use this so often. Again, I have it on my face today. It's one of my favorite bronzers, so that's just like shocking to me. I wanted to bring it in because I was like, I do want to hit pan on it. Like, yes, that means I'm about to use it up, but I'm so light-handed, I don't hit pan on a lot of my products, and I just think it'd be exciting. And I'm honestly surprised that I haven't. I did see Kelly Gooch do that video of products that she's surprised she hasn't hit pan on. I wrote it on my list. Would you guys like to see it? But like, spoiler alert, if I do it, that Jouer bronzer is going to be in there because I can't believe it. For my eyeshadow palette, I had grabbed out the Viseart Warm Neutral Mattes palette. So I do have this on my eyes today. I really like the way this look came out. I was just kind of playing with makeup. I didn't film it or anything. I have this brown shade. It's kind of my first transition. Then I came in with kind of this more like purpley burgundy shade. I have this orange one more towards the center of my eyes, like I was almost doing like this sherbet kind of thing. I don't really know. And then I have those shadows on my lower lash line too. I grabbed this palette out because to me it screams fall, and I was moving over into the fall makeup. Really beautiful tones in here, all matte shadows. But I've said before that I like Viseart eyeshadows, but I don't absolutely love them. And this is an $80 palette, which is very expensive for the 12 shades. And what I realized through using this really consistently throughout the month is that I do think that they blend really nicely. These are more buildable shadows versus like something super pigmented right away, which I tend to prefer buildable shadows because I'm not a blending master and I like something that's a little bit more user-friendly to myself. So I like that. But to me, the eyeshadows aren't anything of like, oh my gosh, crazy, amazing type of quality, and I feel like they fade really quickly on the eyes. Even as I'm filming right now, it's about 3:30, I think, in the afternoon. I got ready a little bit earlier, closer to the noon hour. I've filmed a Will I Buy It video today. Now I'm sitting down to film this one too. And I feel like the shadows have really faded, especially kind of that purple burgundy. Like I said, I feel like that's faded. The orange I feel like is faded. And I noticed it right away when I was filming last month's Get Ready With Me with my Shop My Stash bag. I actually did one of my eyes off camera because I was just kind of doing like a different technique. I just wanted one eye done, so I kind of knew what I was doing when I came on camera. So I did that, and it was just like, it was a couple hours later because I get distracted, I multitask a lot. But when I finally sat down to film, I felt like the shadows had already faded on my eyes. So before I filmed, I was almost kind of like redoing that look on it was my left eye. And so I don't know, that's just something I noticed. Again, it's why I like to do this series, because I like to use products really consistently. I'm always trying to review new products. There's always so much new makeup out there. People really rely on review channels to be reviewing the new products and showing the new products, but I like to be able to have a handful, like, you know, usually one in every category that I keep coming back to, that I keep using consistently, so I can get really good thoughts on them versus using them, you know, 2 or 3 times throughout the month, and then like maybe one time next month, things like that. And that was just one thing I felt like I noticed. So it's really hard for me to recommend an $80 palette when I feel that way. Again, they're nice and buildable. I think that they are pretty shades. I think the quality is good, but especially for how quickly they fade. Even using a concealer and an eye primer, a lot of times I use concealers as my primer. I don't have really oily lids. A lot of times I do my face makeup first, but there was a couple times that I tried to use a more traditional eye primer. I like the one from CoverGirl, to see if it would help keep the pigment there longer, and I really saw no difference with it. So I don't know, those are my thoughts on the Viseart palette. I like all the different looks I did with it. Again, it's a very fall palette. I think that it's super pretty, but it's just hard for me to recommend at that price tag. The mascara that I was using was the Milani Highly Rated. I have it in my lashes today. Generally with my Shop to My Stash, I pick a mascara that I'm about out of, and I just try to use it all the way up, and then I do declutter it out of my collection. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. I generally talk every month about the wands for Wildlife. They are open for donations in October. They are not always open for donations, but they are open in October. Basically, you clean your mascara wands, clean them off, and then you can ship them into this organization, and they actually use these as like a comb on, you know, like really tiny wildlife and things like that. It's a really nice organization. I have been collecting my mascara wands and cleaning them for quite some time, so I am going to go ahead and clean this one and pop it into my bag and send that off since they're open for donations. I'll have their website linked down below if you want to catch more information about them, but that is where my Milani Highly Rated is going, because it's about, I was kind of struggling to get this on my lashes today, so I'm excited to send that in. I typically always just have an eyeliner in here, again, because this is kind of my travel bag. This is the Bourbon eyeliner from Urban Decay. I really do like their 24/7 Glide On pencils, and I did have to sharpen it. I used it so much I just had to sharpen it the other day because it was so down there. I did also pull in, since the Viseart was an all matte palette, I wanted to pull in kind of a shimmer, and I grabbed this one from Hourglass. This is the Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow in Reflect. I grabbed this one to see if I wanted to keep it, because I think that it's fine, but I don't think it's anything like super special. I wore it on my lids a couple times throughout the month, and it's just really pricey. I think it's either like $28 or $29. I personally like the Marc Jacobs. That's really similar to this, their glitter shadows. I like the Marc Jacobs better than the Hourglass. I'm still gonna keep it. I like it. I got nice compliments on it. Just the reason that I struggle with this is because it is so expensive, and to me it just looks like a pretty shimmer shadow, whereas with the Marc Jacobs it looks like glitter foiled, like it looks special. It gives the look and oomph, whereas this one I feel like it looks like an eyeshadow, you know. So I was kind of struggling with that one, but I used it a couple times throughout the month. I was like, okay, it is pretty, like I do like it. I got some nice compliments on it. I'm gonna let it stick around for a little bit longer. I don't have a lot of single shadows either, like glitters like this, so I was like, okay, you can keep it. So almost everything has made the cut this month, except for, oh, I'll get to that first. I have one more complexion product. This is the concealer. This is from MAC Cosmetics. This is the 24-Hour Studio Fix Smooth Wear Concealer. I like this one. I have the shade NC25. I like it. Again, it's not my favorite concealer. It ranked kind of lower when I was doing my ranking all of my concealers. So I just decided to pull it in, like, do I like it enough to keep it? And I decided I'm going to keep it around. I still do like it. It offers a little bit more coverage, which I do appreciate. It's not the most hydrating, but it blends out nicely. I still like it. It's still not a favorite, but I still like it, and I didn't dislike it enough to want to kick it out of my collection. But the product that I am going to be decluttering, and I'm a little bit surprised at this, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm also a little bit angry. This is from Dose of Colors. This is the Undressed lip liner. I purchased this lip liner from Ulta Beauty. I really like Dose of Colors as a brand. I like a lot of their products. I like a lot of their lip products, and so I was excited to try this out. So it has this little cap here, and you twist it off and then you have the product. The rest was a nice nude. I don't know if you can see that swatch very well, but it's because this is like completely dried out. Like I was having, like I have to like press really hard onto my skin in order to get any product out. Even on my lips, it pretty much does not show up at all. Like I have used this lip liner like a decent amount of times, but I always put the cap back on. Like I still have the cap, I always put the cap back on it. I've never had a lip liner dry out this quickly, I'm pretty sure. I don't like saying never sometimes or always, but I'm pretty sure I've never had a lip liner dry out that quickly. And I'm just really surprised and I'm really bummed because I think this was probably like $15, $16. So it's not super expensive, but it's also not the most affordable lip liner. You know, I'm thinking of like the ColourPop lip liners are like $5, $6. There's a huge bee on my window. Thank goodness you were outside. That was like a cross between a bee and a dinosaur. I'm just really disappointed. So when I first got it, I liked it. You know, I was saying it's not the creamiest lip liner. It's not super tuggy on the lips, but you had to press a little bit to get it down. But it was also very long wearing, so I liked that. But now it is dried out. I mean, really, I couldn't use it pretty much at all this month, and I was so angry about that. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to recommend the Dose of Colors lip liners because it has dried out, which is a bummer. From Tarte, I had one of their Rainforest of the Sea lipsticks in Salt Life. I got a lot of compliments when I wore this in my videos throughout the month. It's a really pretty kind of like pinky mauve. It's a really nice shade. I do like these lipsticks from Tarte. I had a whole bunch at one time. Kind of took a pause from Tarte, but I was like, you know what? I want to bring this lipstick back in. I decluttered so many of them, and this is a really pretty shade, and I still do like the formula. And then the gloss is the one I have on today from Fenty Beauty. This is in Diamond Milk. I couldn't use my Dose of Colors lip liner, of course, but I just used my Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude lip liner, and then I put the Fenty Diamond Milk on top. I've been trying so many glosses that I really love lately that I felt like my Fenties were getting a little bit left behind, so I thought to bring in Diamond Milk. I really enjoyed this formula. I definitely would recommend it. I still think that it's so pretty, and Diamond Milk, I think I like Diamond Milk even more than Fussy. It's just so pretty on the lips, so definitely keeping that one too. And after that, that was all the products that I grabbed out from September, my thoughts on them, what I'm decluttering. Let me show you what I grabbed out for October. I already got my bag refilled, ready to go. Alrighty. Starting off with my primer. I grabbed this one out from Ofra Cosmetics. Ofra Cosmetics recently released new primers, and I really do like this one. This is the Northern Lights primer. I also really do like Ray of Light, I believe is the name for it. That's more of like the bronzy primer. I do really like that one. I actually took it with me on my trip to Florida, but this is kind of my more like everyday primer that I would use from them, especially again as our weather is getting chillier. I don't really have a reason to be bronzed anymore. Sad. I like this one. I think it's a very smoothing primer, a little bit more pore filling, but it's also a little bit illuminating at the same time. So when these released, I was trying them out and I was really excited about them. I gave my review on them, and then I feel like I haven't been reaching for them as much with again a lot of the different foundations, and trying to use the same primer with every foundation to kind of have like a control. I'm like, you know what, I want to go back to the Ofra and the Northern Lights. So that is my primer. And then for foundation, I have the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I don't think I've had this one yet in a Shopped My Stash bag, and I like this foundation. I know a lot of people really love it. I've always just liked it, but I was like, you know what, let's try it out for an entire month and see if my feelings kind of change. If I just, again, I like trying out things really consistently like this for a whole month, seeing if my thoughts and opinions change. And again, I do like it. I have the shade Light Beige, which I think is a good shade match for me, so I'm excited to use it really consistently as much as I can with all of the new foundations that still keep coming. Woo! And then for concealer, I'm putting in my Jouer creaseless, what is this called? The Jouer Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer. I really like this concealer, but I feel like I've been using it less and less, especially with like the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. CoverGirl just released a really good concealer. You know, the Too Faced Born This Way concealer is still a favorite of mine. I feel like I've been neglecting my Jouer, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use it. And actually also the Too Faced Born This Way is a little bit more of my summer shade, so now that my tan is fading, it might be a little bit dark, and this is a little bit light. I have Creme Cafe, so it might be a good mixture. So I did want to say that because yeah, this one was more of my summer shade, but we're still gonna try to make it work. But I want to get some more use out of my Jouer because I used to wear that one so much. I feel like it's been kind of neglected lately. Okay, for my powder, like I said, trying to bring in newer products too. I just ranked all of my powders. I don't really feel like I have a lot of powders right now because I've been pulling in, you know, an older one every single month for the past, what are we in, October? So for the past 9 months I have. And so I decided to pull in a newer one that I just want to try, again, really consistently and give the best review that I can. This is from ByTerry. This is the Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. I'm pretty sure this powder is like $60. It was sent to me from ByTerry with a few other products. I've never received PR from them. I didn't really know much about the brand until I got this and I decided to try it. And then I was looking at them, I was like, wow, this is like a luxury brand. That is really expensive for a powder. But I've had a lot of people since I tried this in a first impression video ask me about the powder, or like just like really excited to get my follow-up. A lot of people seem curious about this. So I'm like, okay, I need to, like, I've tried it here and there throughout the month, but I still don't, I wouldn't feel confident in giving my review yet. So I'm like, just use it really consistently and see your thoughts and go from there. So that is what I'm gonna do for my powder. Okay, I decided to go a little bit unconventional with my palette and some of my face products. I'm actually going to use a box product, which is not the norm for me, but I really want to do this. This is from Physicians Formula in collaboration with Casey Holmes. This is their butter collection. So this released in the winter, I want to say. And I remember that because when I got it, I was so excited that I went outside to take a picture with it, but it was snowing. We had like I'm going to say a foot of snow on the ground. It probably wasn't a foot. I was out there in my winter coat, my boots, my hats. My hat, just one hat, taking a photo, and my husband took a photo of me taking a photo in the snow and like sent it to our friends and was like, her work is weird, what is she doing? And I just thought that that was so funny. But I was really excited because Casey Holmes is one of my favorite YouTubers, and I'd never gotten anything from Physicians Formula. This was the first one, so that was like, I felt special. Okay, is that weird to say? But like I did, I felt special and I was so excited. So I want to go ahead and try to get some more use, especially out of the eyeshadows and then the face shades. So there's the butter bronzer, also a blush. There's 4 of the butter eyeshadows. The only thing is I don't love the highlight, so I have a different highlight. The highlight's a little glittery. People were telling me to like scrape off the top layer, and I did it in one area, but I still felt like it was kind of glittery, so I didn't love that. The lip product isn't my favorite either. Like even the shade on me, it was a little bit more metallic, which I didn't love. I do like the perfume that came in here, and I actually also took that to Florida with me, so I hope everyone at the Ofra Cosmetics offices thought I smelled good, because I brought that. I really do like that, so that's actually sitting on my desk. I do get some use out of that, but especially the bronzer, the blush, and then the eyeshadows, I wanted to get some good use out of them. I know people said you can depot this too, but I don't know, this is just kind of like a special thing to me, you know, like it gives me good memories. So that's what I thought I would do. But also I thought I would pull in a few different eye products too from Pixie Beauty. So I grabbed out 2 of their different fairy lights, so just to kind of mix it up, since there's only 4 eyeshadows in there, again, just like trying to give myself some options. And I really do like these Pixie glitters. I have Rose Gold and also Passion Light, so I'm going to use both of these, you know, try to get some use out of them throughout October, but I thought that these could be fun. And then let's see, for my setting spray, I just grabbed out my Fix Plus. I've been getting a few new setting sprays in. Like most recently I got the one from ColourPop, their Pretty Fresh setting mist. So I have a couple new ones, so I kind of want to be using some up. Like I'm trying to use up that Urban Decay. I'm almost done with this Fix Plus, so I'm like, let's just use it up. I know I've had it in a Shop My Stash before, but I really don't have any other sprays that I haven't put in a Shop My Stash. And that one was like the one that was the farthest down, so I was like, let's just use it up. Okay, for my highlighter, I grabbed out the Pure Afterglow highlighter. This is a really beautiful highlight. Again, I just ranked out my highlighters recently. I do like this one. I think that it's very pretty. It's quite stunning, or it's quite blinding. It's quite stunning, but also quite blinding. So that's the highlight that I grabbed out, since I don't love that glittery highlight. And then I also thought I'd put in a contour shade since I have the bronzer in the set, but this is from the Balm, my Take Home the Bronze. This is also in my project pan, my 9 in 2019 project pan. I've had it in a Shop My Stash. How have I not hit pan on this? Like seriously, I'm bringing it back in. I have used this one so much, it like still continues to shock me that I don't have a dent in it. How? So I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back. Trying to get through it. For my brow pencil, I have the Benefit Precisely My Brow, but this is also in 2.5, and I actually haven't used this one yet. I first started testing out the Goof Proof in the new shade, so this is a fresh Precisely My Brow, and I think I'm probably gonna like it. But again, I don't have a lot of like old brow products just sitting around. For my eyeliner, I thought it'd be fun to pull in a purple one just to do something different. This is from Pure. This is their On Point eyeliner in Rain, so it's a pretty purple. Just thought it could be fun. Switch it up a little bit. I go for a brown or a black a lot. I've done a little bit of nude, but I thought a purple could be fun to do. And then for my mascara, I have this one from Ofra. This is the HD Volumizing Mascara. This is a really nice mascara. I took this one on my Florida trip with me as well, and this one is about out. So again, I just want to use it up really consistently, and then I will donate it at the end of the month. But I really do like this. It does give a lot of good volume to the lashes. And again, just thought that I would use it up and then be able to put it into, it'd probably be for my next Once for Wildlife donation once they open it up again. And then finally finishing off with lip products, I have a nude and also a red that I'm going to be playing with. So for my kind of like my traditional bullet lipstick, I'm doing this one from Too Faced. This is the Sex on the Peach lipstick, which is just a really pretty, like a little bit of a deeper nude. Smells really nice. I actually mentioned this in like a holiday set that Too Faced is coming out with, or no, I think it was a Sephora favorite set, and this was a full-size product and it was Sex on the Peach. I was like, oh, I have that shade, and I was like, haven't used that one in a while. I think I'm gonna throw it in my Shop My Stash bag. So that is why I did that. And then for the lip liner, actually both of my lip liners are from Il Makiage in collaboration with Carly Bible. I love these lip liners. I think that they are so good. I've had to sharpen both my nude and my pink one already. I think I've sharpened my nude one 2 or 3 times now, but I just thought that would make a really good color combo here because the lip liner is a little bit darker and I've been liking that look. So that is my nude combo that I'm doing, and that lip liner is in Libra. And then the red is in, is it Ablaze or is that the lipstick? Nope, this is Ablaze. So we have the red lip liner with Carly Bible and Il Makiage, and then I was like, you know what? I'm putting in a red liquid lipstick because I'm getting crazy over here. I don't know, I wore red lip last month and I just, it's so fun. It's not my norm, of course, but it's fun to switch it up, and sometimes just like, especially like a brown smoky eye mixed with a red lip, I just think is so pretty. And this is ColourPop in collaboration with I Love Sarah E. This is Ariba. This continues to be one of my favorite reds. I just think that it's so beautiful. It's one of the ultra matte lipsticks, and while I'm not a huge fan of this formula, it's a little bit more drying and all of that, but like this color, I just love it so much. So that's what I thought I would do. So we have a nude and then a red. I just thought that I'd mix it up a little bit. And I haven't been wearing liquid lipsticks as much recently either. So again, I thought it would be fun to like bring some back. And I do like red as a liquid lipstick, especially with this ultra matte. It does last a really long time, which is nice, especially for a red lipstick. It's just not the most comfortable, you know? But yeah, those are going to be my lip products. And then after that, those are all of the products that I grabbed out for my October Shop My Stash bag. If you want to see a get ready with me using a bunch of these products. And I have a little thought in mind for a discussion for tomorrow's video that I'm excited to chat about. So I hope you will come back for that video, but let me know what you thought about my Shop My Stash, my reviews from September, and what I chose out for October. I'd love to get your feedback. But other than that, if you guys did enjoy this video and you're liking this series, I hope that you'll give this one a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.